What's going on, YouTube? This is your homie Big C-DOGG, aka Dragon Master, coming at you right now. The reason I still look the same as in my last video is, of course, because this video was actually started up right after I finished recording my last video. As I said again in the last video, I am uploading all my Dragon Master videos, all my Yu-Gi-Oh related videos to the Big C-DOGG page, because right now I don't have access to the Dragon Master page. So, what I wanted to talk about in this video is the whole, I don't know whether to call it a dilemma or call it an issue, or you know, really what to call it right now. So just to kind of cut to the chase here, this video is going to touch on a couple of things. The first thing we're going to touch on is, you know, waiting on the ban list and all this speculation on the ban list. Again, even though I don't have internet access, one of my friends who hopefully will be starting up a YouTube page, YouTube channel very soon, is still very much in the loop right now. He keeps me informed with what's going on as far as the whole ban list talk is concerned. And I'm actually going to start this off with a video I seen by veiw back in July, I believe, back around the time that the Link Strike starter deck came out. And, you know, the video was basically more or less, you know, what Konami needs to do with the next ban list, you know, in order to really bring us into that next meta, the next generation of the meta that they want us to be in, as far as the power source for the decks now being from the main deck. And of course, he's a Zodiac player. While I hate Zodiac, I do like his videos. I find them to be very informational, very enjoyable. I tend to get a laugh out of a few of them, but you know, this coming from another Zodiac player, even he said that if Konami really wants to fix, you know, Link monsters right now and really push us into that new meta that they want us to be in, that they need to do to the TCG what they did in the OCG. And one of the biggest things they did in the OCG were they banned 3 very problematic cards for a lot of duelists in the Zodiac archetype. Those 3 cards, of course, being Zodiac Barrage, Rod Bull, and Dryden. I agree with him on that, because right now we are still kind of playing, you know, the past meta. I understand this video is a couple of months after that, but hey, at least I'm making it, right? But and I do very much agree with him on that. Now, this is the topic of a lot of debate in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, because since then, you know, there's been a lot of talk that, hey, Broad Bull, Dryden, and Barrage aren't going to get completely banned. They're going to get, you know, taken down to 1. There's been a lot of talk going around saying that Oviraptor is going to be dropped down to like 1 copy, that cards like Dragonic Diagram and Masterpiece are going to get hit by being limited, you know, little odd and end things like that. While a lot of that seems to be very tangible, I guess, there are a few issues that I have with a lot of this speculation, and I'm going to touch on those issues real quick before anything else with this video. And that is the fact that Konami has gone on record stating that they want to push main deck power in this new format. So in my personal view, if they do limit and or ban certain cards like Masterpiece, like Dragonic Diagram, like Oviraptor, they're basically biting themselves in the asses and being hypocrites about it as well. Because right there is your main deck power, especially with Masterpiece and Dragonic Diagram. And really, even the Dino decks with Oviraptor, because, I mean, let's face it, one of when it comes down to main deck power right now in the meta, first off, the Dinosaur deck doesn't really need an extra deck. It doesn't. It does kind of piss me off that a lot of people play an extra deck with it, but to each their own. Regardless, there's a lot of power to be seen in the Dino deck, just in the main deck itself. And the same is said for the True Draco card as well. Excuse me. And there's actually been a lot of duelists and Yu-Gi tubers go out there on record stating that the True Draco cards are the better versions of the Monarchs. That being said, one particular deck that I would love to see, I'd hate to actually go against it, but I would actually love to see someone make this, is a Monarch True Draco hybrid deck of some kind. To me, it doesn't seem so far-fetched to think that deck could exist, because you have the True King True Draco decks, you have True Draco True King Dino, you have True Draco Dino. There's so many different variations of the True Draco deck, it's not even funny. I think someone even did a True Draco Zodiac build at some point. So it's not completely out there to, say, hey, where's the True Draco Monarch deck? You know what I mean? But, so that's my issue with those cards being hit at some level on the ban list, because, again, Konami's gone on record stating that they want the power to be back in the main deck. If they hit those cards, it's not going to help their case, and a lot of people are going to be pissed off, because at that point, again, they're being hypocrites, and they're pushing more Link. They're still pushing more on the extra deck. At the same time, there's been a lot of people say, again, that the 3 Zodiac cards in Trident, Rod Bull, and Barrage are not going to be banned, they're going to be limited. Again, here's my issue with that. Even if you limit those cards, yes, you're hurting the Zodiac deck to an extent. However, you're still not fixing the problem. Even with those cards dropped down to 1, you're still technically in the same meta we just came from. We are trying to move forward now. And, I mean, let's face it, the Zodiac deck, while it is a very powerful and very consistent deck, it is too reliant on the extra deck. In Broad Bull, in Hammer Kong now, in Trident, in Utopia and Utopia Lightning, in Digusto, MX Saber Invoker. It's just too reliant on the extra deck. And again, the thing is, we're supposed to be going into this new main deck powered centered meta. So, and there's been a lot of people bitching here over the last couple months because we want the ban list. It's no secret. Every Yu-Gi-Oh player, every competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player, I'm sure even some of the casual players who are looking to get into the competitive scene are waiting for the fucking ban list. Because that ban list is going to determine how we move forward from here for the next 6 or 7 months. Or however long it is until we get the next ban list, unless an emergency ban list comes out. Whatever. That ban list is going to dictate a lot of the pace. And with the regional competition coming up in Bethel Park here in just a couple of short weeks, there's a lot of very competitive players right now who want that list to drop because of that tournament coming up. I've been to a Bethel Park regional, and I intend on going back to this regional. There are players who come. I've seen players from Ohio, West Virginia, New York, Maryland. I've seen New Jersey. This is a freaking tournament being held in Bethel Park, PA, southwestern PA. Just literally like an hour, if that, outside of my hometown of Washington. Depending on traffic, of course. You've got players from all different states coming. No matter how far they have to travel. So, I mean, this is a very big fucking deal. This bullshit of waiting this long for a ban list, it should have dropped. There should have been an emergency ban list that dropped literally just a few short days after Code of the Duelist came out with all the new Cyber's monsters in it. The one right after fucking Link Strike. I can't remember the name of the pack personally. But that's when we should have gotten an emergency ban list that could tie us over until we get, the ban list that's supposed to be coming this month. And like I said, this topic has been a very heated subject amongst Yu-Gi-Oh players across the globe, especially between me and my friend Derek, who just recently, as a matter of fact, dubbed himself the king of the Dino deck because he has a very unique take on a True King Dino Yang Zing deck. I'm not going to get into detail about, a couple of the cards he has in that deck. He has gone to local tournaments. Now, granted, these are local tournaments, not regionals. They don't really, hold a lot of ground, I guess you can say. But he's gone to two of them. The first one he went to was an 8-round tournament. He went 8-0 with this deck. Only ever summoning one extra deck monster at a time. The second time he went, it was a 6-round tournament and went 6-0. So right now, with that deck on a local standpoint, he is standing at 14-0 with that deck. He has come into a couple consistency issues here as of recently with the deck that he is working on. And I'm actually hoping to be able to do a deck profile video on his version of the Dino Yang Zing deck very soon, as a matter of fact. For the most part, it's your standard True King Dino Yang Zing, but again, it's got his take on it. The way me and him operate when it comes down to, I guess you'd say, pre-made decks, is while we might look at someone else's recipe for the deck, and for the most part try to build it exactly like that, we are not the type of people that just copy recipes. We look at a recipe, we'll start to build it, we'll actually build it using YGO Pro. Excuse me. And once we've built it and we're taking a look at it and everything, we then try to make it our own. We put our own unique kind of spin on it. Sorry. Like my variations of my Galaxy deck that I've done. I've done variations of that deck really I don't think anyone's ever done before. This new Blue Eyes deck that I have, your traditional Blue Eyes deck doesn't run any traps. Okay, I really don't give a damn. I don't do traditional builds. Like many other duelists out there, I build a deck based on what I want the deck to do. With my biggest enemy right now being Zodiac, my decks are designed to do, first and foremost, they're designed to combat the Zodiacs, particularly Trident. Hence why in my new Blue Eyes build, the trap cards that I run in that deck, and there's only, what, 8 trap cards in the deck, to combat cards like Trident, are 3 copies of Double Dragon Descent, 3 Mirror Force, and 2 Dimensional Barrier. I'm sorry, Dimensional Prison. Sorry. You know, those are the cards I have to combat that. Along with that, the deck is designed to show off main deck power. And in just Deep Eyes White Dragon by itself, I think it does just that. In fact, I know it does just that. This deck against the Zodiac build on YGO Pro is a nearly unstoppable force. Yes, the deck has lost a couple times. Every deck can lose a couple of times. For the most part, I can beat a Zodiac deck. I'll rephrase that. I can beat the Zodiac deck on YGO Pro within 3 turns. Minimum. I haven't tested the deck out in real life just yet. I am going to very soon, though. Kind of covered the other topic I wanted to do, which was talking a little bit about that deck. So yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover in this video. Again, like I stated in the last video, I believe I stated it at the beginning of this video as well, all these videos are uploaded to the Big C-DOGG page for the time being, since I do not have access to my Dragon Master YouTube channel right now. Once I do have access to it, I will let everyone know, so we can get back to basically a kind of a normal routine. Because the Big C-DOGG channel really nowadays is not meant for Yu-Gi-Oh discussions. It's meant for other discussions that I do concerning conspiracy theories, stuff like that. So that being said, as always, like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you think of each and every video. I do read the comments. Always comment down there what you would like for me to talk about. Ask any questions you want to ask, stuff like that. Until next time, YouTube, this is your homie. Sorry about that. Brain fart. This is your homie Big C-DOGG, aka Dragon Master, coming at ya. See you in the next video. Peace.